friends, Renee here. Today, I want to finish up our Planning to Plan series. This series is really getting us ready to take our life's vision and move it into action, move it into plan. But before we did that, I wanted to take some of the concepts that I've employed over 2.5 decades of managing projects and programs in a corporate setting, and taking that wisdom, that knowledge that corporations use every single day and apply them to real life, apply them to our personal lives, and learn from them and apply them as we're preparing to take our life's vision and move it into action. And the last topic that I want to cover in this series is something that in the corporate setting is called interdependencies. So often in corporations, there are multiple projects, multiple programs going on at the same time. And it is extremely important for those people managing those individual efforts to get together and try to look at how does doing one thing impact the other? Do we have any dependencies here? Does this have to come before that? What's the order? What happens if they aren't in that order? How can we mitigate that? How can we make sure that everything's okay if we do something in a different order? And we take time to figure that out. Now, where does this come into play in our own life? Well, think about it. When we vision our lives and we get really clear and really specific, and we have our life vision here, and then what happens if we're in committed relationship with another and they have their own vision and their own very specific plan? Now we've got two separate plans, and we've got to figure out where's their harmony and synchronization between those plans. Do they fit very cohesively? Are there things in those plans that really one needs to come before another? Are there those interdependencies? Or are there simply items that can run what we would say concurrently, run at the same time and not impact each other? Like, for instance, if I had a significant other that was going to school and I was also going to school, could those things happen concurrently? Is a matter of looking at the finances of it, perhaps, or the time commitment of it, our other commitments. We'd have to evaluate all of those things. Can they happen concurrently? Or does one have to happen before the other to really make it work? So anytime that we have other people's plans that have interdependencies with our own plan, we have to account for those things, to identify where those interdependencies are and identify what kind of interdependency it is, and then work with that person to figure out what's the path forward so both those plans can move forward, or do we need to re-envision those plans in those areas? That's the way we work together to synchronize our plans, specifically with a spouse, as an example, or a committed relationship. It's a very important process to go through, and you have to have willing partnership from your spouse or from your significant other or your other committed partner in order to do that. This would hold true in a business sense as well. If you had a business partner who wasn't aligned to the plan of the business, the strategy and the direction of the business, can't have two of those operating on their own without bringing them together and needing to operate them cohesively. Marriage and partnership and commitment is the same way. Our plans have to work together. So that's the process of doing that. and really thinking about what can happen concurrently, what has to happen in a given order, and perhaps where we just have things that don't work well together. And then you really have to look at your life's vision and figure out what's more important. Is the partnership and that commitment, that relationship, more important than this portion of your dream? Are you willing to give that up? Or does the relationship then have to change? That can happen too. So working through that, it's an important step in the process, important step in the visioning process and the planning process, which is why I bring it up here. Very important to move forward in synchronization with any committed relationships that you have when it comes to life visioning and your plan. Okay. I hope you found this series helpful. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. We will be doing more video series on planning and leaning into the action of your life's plan, as well as talking about what happens when things go wrong in reality. How do we go through replanning, reevaluation, renewing? How do we keep fresh energy in our plans? Okay. Look for those coming up, and more writing practices as well. The inner wisdom, building that pathway to your own inner wisdom is essential to going through life, really connected to your own wisdom and your own joy and your own gifts. So I hope you're invested in that practice as well. So I hope to see you soon, and thanks. Bye.